I always loved how much Beckham would protect me. He would always let me sleep in his room because he was afraid I would have a seizure. There were numerous occasions where he was the one that found me in the middle of one of those seizures. He used to take such good care of me during those seizures. Until my parents got to me, when I was in the hospital about 10 days ago, he wanted to be by my side 24 hours a day to protect me. Beckham would always make me happy, and he would always loved me and helped me through everything. He was the best brother. I will miss him. I also remember all the weird things he would do. Some of his favorite things to say were Holy Ned, What's up, brother, and What the Sigma. Beckham and I have been through so many things together. I am so glad that God chose me to be his brother and will forever be grateful for his example to me. I love you, buddy.
Sorry, I'm tall. Um, don't mind me if I have a little system error. I'm not good with crowds and nor good at speaking in front of crowds. Beckham is a little energetic goofball. He was like my little copycat in a way, would not sit still for anything. I remember being in the middle of a deep conversation with our family, the Cram family, and I just look and I see Beckham doing some jungle gym with my dad's closet. Like, what are you doing? We're talking about chores. And basically, he was a rough kid. Beckham sometimes would be very tough and he wouldn't know. Every wrestling match between me and him or him and Cash turned into him kicking our butts. But let's be fair, he cheated sometimes. He kicked me in the stomach. And he's pretty much 56% of the cause of my scars I have. Who has the scar underneath her tongue? Beckham. Who caused the scar on my knee? Beckham. Who gave a black eye in second grade? Beckham. Beckham always had such cool style. I was always jealous of the way he looked. I just would give him crap for how many times he posed. Cool hairstyle. I mean, Beckham was basically my go-to sibling for venting and confessions. I remember when I told him about my smoking problem back in November and my self-harm addiction. He had no expression change. He was sad and concerned, but he treated me the same as before. Half my secrets Beckham knows. He's like a diary that doesn't close, and basically he would try to get me to tell my secrets. Beckham was always the first to know what was on my mind, and I appreciate that safe place that he gave me. I was his day one. When he was first, I was there with his first blank, his first word, his first step, his first swim, his first basketball shot. We were a small duo in Eagle Mountain, a real small duo. I was always told Beckham looked up to me. Funny because I kind of looked up more to him because of how successful he was at 13 years old. I now get these questions all the time. How many in your family? I used to say 8. How many siblings? How old is which? Who's the youngest? My mom's side of the family, it was the 4 of us. I'm always the middle child, and honestly, I love it. But now I'm stuck saying these words. I'm the youngest. Those are pretty hurtful to repeat. I remember 9 hours before he died, we were having another family talk, and I said something towards Beckham that kind of made him feel stupid in a way. I apologized, but then I ran back feeling bad, and I said, hey, Beck, remember, my attitude and my teenage hormones have absolutely nothing to do with you. Like, all of my anger issues, I know I'm hard to talk to. I know I'm not the best sister out there. I know I'm trying my best so hard for you. I love you. Good night. And he responded, okay, love you, sis. I wish I knew why God chose you to be next, especially after all of what my family has gone through, like Boston's hospital visit not too long ago. I started realizing how much God was bored upstairs. He wanted a funny, goofy kid upstairs, honestly. Couldn't blame him. He looked at Beckham and just said, "That's him. I want him here." We all do. We all want Beckham here. God knew after all pretty much I've been through, he knew that me and my family would accept the biggest challenge of our lives, losing the light. I never would feel ready to lose my younger brother, especially at the age of 13. I had this dream where Beck was with me, and he told me, "Ashton, why can't I see my wings? Are they small? Do I have any? Am I an angel?" And I just remember looking at Beckham and saying, "Angels don't need wings, just a pure heart, and you already have enough of that." Beck had a pure heart and still does. I love you, Beck, and I'm gonna miss you.
Sorry if I shake a little bit. I'm really cold. Don't know where to begin. Beckham was my little stunt buddy. Um, every time there was a challenge or something that took balls, we'd both have to do it so we wouldn't be a wuss. I remember one time in Hawaii, we were doing Road to Hana, and there was like this spot where we were jumping off rocks into like a river, and we saw some crazy local kid like started climbing the vines next to the spot we were jumping. He climbed up like 40 feet, then jumped over the rocks and into the into the river. And I remember me and Beckham looking at each other like, "Are we gonna do it?" We both ended up doing it. I probably wouldn't have done it without Beckham, and he wouldn't have done it without me. Um, Another time, we were in Lake Powell, and we were cliff jumping, and we found a nice spot. It was probably 20 feet out of the water. And Beckham just goes to the edge and throws a backflip off. So I knew I had to do it. So scary, but I did it, and it made a cool video. Um, Beckham definitely made me a lot braver. Um, we always had a good relationship and similar personalities. I remember one time our sister Ashlyn had like a guy over. He was downstairs, and me and Beckham sat at the top of the stairs, feeling so tough and plotting ways to beat him up. Beckham wasn't scared of anything. Um, I always tried to be a good example to my little brother Beck, but in a lot of ways, he was such an example to me. Um, Life was never serious for him. He was just found fun in everything, um, and I've been trying to incorporate that principle in my life, that it doesn't have to be so serious. Sometimes you can just have fun. Beckham always found fun in everything. Um, he was such a stud, and it's going to be such a reunion when I see him again. Love you, Beck.
I'm a little bit shorter than him, so. Beckham Cram was a great brother. One of my favorite things about him was his smile and his laugh. He had the most contagious smile I have ever seen. He always cheered me up without even trying. Last week, we had some really great time together. For the first time in a while, he came over and slept with me at my dad's house. We had an amazing time and stayed up late. When we woke up, Beckham could have just left and went back to my mom's house, which is his dad's house. But he decided to stay and help me mow the lawn. He showed selflessness towards me. Later, we went home and played basketball. We started complimenting each other's skills, and I remember leaving that court excited for how much better we will be in the future. 2 days later, Beckham passed away in the pool. Beckham was all about fun. He lived for fun, and then when life started to get not fun, mostly because homework started to matter, his time came. left this earth to go have more fun. We can all be more like Beck by focusing on enjoying and making the most of every moment with the people we love. We recently went through his phone and found many different things. In his photos, he had taken a screenshot on May 22nd of Michael Jordan with a quote on the side that said, "Love is playing every game as if it were your last." In his notes, we found a scripture that said, "Find peace in knowing that God will always lead you where you need to be." I love Beckham, and I know that even though he isn't on this earth, we can still feel his presence watching over us. I know that recently, Beckham has been balling out in heaven. I know that right now, Beckham is here. I love you, bro. Fly high.
Beckham taught me to do some of my favorite things to do. He taught me how to play basketball and football. He taught me how to make my own popsicles. He taught me how to juke people when I play sports. Juke. What the heck? We eat breakfast on the couch every morning. I can't do it.
You're doing good.
We play basketball with each other all the time. I'll tell him to go easy on me, but he wouldn't. We would tackle and tease and tickle each other. He was the best big brother, and I love him.